おかえりなさい、指揮官。
Okay, I got a muffin. That's all I have right now. Give me a sec. Real quick, use up this so it doesn't get, what's it called? Overfilled too much to the point where the other thing is maxed out as well. Not what I meant to click. I might just give her outfit back, I'll be honest. Her normal one. For Kluka. Because the 416's normal outfit is nice. Yeah, sure. There, she gets her normal outfit back. Okay, I already got that. Okay, Okay, just getting through the normal stuff. There we go. Pretty much done with that completely. Fine. And I just stopped doing that because I do not have enough space for all these attachments that I keep getting constantly. Okay. Take a bite out of the muffin. Hmm. I think I need to get QJ in here. What's that sound? Is the game quiet? I feel like it's quiet. Okay. And just get right into it. Yeah, give me a quick second. Hold on, I gotta check something. Hmm. Okay, that's annoying. Alright. Excuse me. Courtney's in the scavenger camp, looking at the wounded woman from behind. I still feel like it's not. I feel like it's quiet. Miss, it's getting cold outside. Would you like to come back in and rest? I'd like to walk around here a little. It might help jog my memory. The cold wind blows across the highlands every now and then, forcing Courtney to press down on her hat to keep it in place. She follows the woman's gaze, but all she sees is empty wasteland, which makes her hold on tighter to her hat. Alright then, I'll keep you company for a bit. Don't stay out too long though, the wind is cold. The hurt woman doesn't reply right away, only stretches her stiff neck as she takes in her surroundings, and begins shuffling aimlessly in a random direction. Courtney begins to wonder if this aimless wandering actually serves a purpose. That's the test plot. I think it would be best not to go in there. A test plot? She stops in front of that patch of land. But there's nothing here. It's a barren, square plot of land. Out of place, rough, a waste of effort and hope. There isn't so much as a withered branch here. It seems like the only thing that grows on this plot is nothing. However, Courtney notices some things that can't be overlooked. Scavengers go out tilling the soil almost every day. They begin a little earlier this morning, and I can see the next shift heading this way. There's nobody here now, so does that mean the day's work is done? Like, this is the only part where no snow has piled up. Scavengers seem to believe that the snow and its collapsed particles will contaminate the soil, so they pushed it outside the plot. Courtney looks down at the freshly turned soil, somewhat curious about it. Did they plant seeds here? Or they only sow after winter has passed? Supposedly the seeds that the scavengers used were taken from their emergency rations. I wonder if they're still live. But even if the seeds were fine, there aren't many cases where plants were successfully grown in the yellow zone. Looks like they've gone to a lot of effort for this. Wonder if they'll succeed. Not all efforts are rewarded. That sort of thing is commonplace. Courtney freezes and turns to look at the woman. However, she just so happens to have turned aside, exposing an emotionless side profile to her. Courtney reflexively follows the woman's gaze to the heart of the settlement. All lit up and fancy, right? There's nothing like the desolation here. That's the heart of the settlement. They've got trade fairs, residential blocks, warehouses, and so on. You could call it a stable and fully developed town. Does that jog your memory? Nobody among the scavengers recognizes you, so I'm guessing that you might be from the settlement or an outsider who came for the festive trade fair. The hurt woman merely shakes her head, a blank look on her face. I see. Oh well, there's no rush. Maybe it'll all just pop back into place after a few days of rest and relaxation. Just then, someone heads over from the ruins. Hey, Miss Amnesia, Miss Doll? Well, isn't that a coincidence? Did you girls come out for a breath of fresh air? Several of the scavengers call out to them. A few minutes later, they're in front of Courtney and the woman. Miss Doll, did Miss Amnesia remember anything? I think she might need a little more time. Scavengers murmur their agreement, then one of them pats the injured woman on the shoulder. Seems to throw off balance as Courtney moves to support her. Surprising just how much strength a gaunt little body like that can possess. In contrast, the amnesiac woman seems a little more well-fed. Gunley sighs internally. That's okay, miss. Just focus on getting better. Once you're strong enough, we'll take you around to look up the guards. That said, those dogs of the management have their noses in the air. They give a crap about us, so you'll probably have to explain your circumstances to them on your own. Thank you. That's nothing. If you really can't find your people, then you can just hang with us. Plowing the land and searching for parts is still enough to make a living. Who knows, maybe you'll remember someday as long as you don't starve to death. Maybe we'll grow a pumpkin that's taller than a man, too. You guys have a really positive outlook. You're right, things might not look so good right now, but if you hang in there, things will probably get better. Yep. We made it through this year after all. Oh, I heard Expedition Leader Garen came back. Although we probably won't be allocated any of the good stuff, we can probably beg or borrow some of it, right? Plus the trade fair is almost here, so spring is coming and we'll be able to collect our annual supplies. Who knows, we might be able to grow something by next year. That's an improvement, right? Truth is, most of us followed Chief Yura because our families were gone. The idea of finding people from our hometown and living with them is way better than dying alone out there. When the days are this cold, you'll go for any way of keeping warm, even if it's just by huddling up with others. The Wounded Woman is a bit of a loss for how to respond and merely grunts. Alright, that's enough chatting for now. Our little walk is almost over. Miss, you ought to head back and get some rest. Gunther bids the scavengers goodbye and helps the woman back to her sickbed. However, the woman turns and heads elsewhere as they approach the medical tent. Miss, our tent is this way. The wind isn't strong here. I'd like to spend a bit more time outside. The woman slowly walks between the tents. The red ribbons, which serve as festive decorations, flutter in the wind. When they block her vision, she reaches out to sweep them aside. Wait for me. Even through several layers of tent fabric, the scavenger's voice carries clearly through the air. This tastes awful. Are we really supposed to celebrate the festival by eating this? What do you think? You know as well as I do how this year turned out. You might not even get potatoes if you were outside. What you mean get good? Also hello you. Just eat it, man. What if we tried turning it into mashed potatoes? Maybe with a little bit of dirt to bulk it up? Or we could add some potato to the dirt for flavor? Come on, we can't possibly eat dirt, right? Leaving aside whether or not it's actually edible, we ought to save clean dirt for farming crops. It's up to you. As supermarket owner, I have a bet. It's going great. What do you mean? What do you mean you're a supermarket owner? Oh. Oh, I have that game. I've actually been watching Queso playing it recently, and it's made me want to play the game again. Because I know it's had a lot of updates since I last played it, too. Makes me want to stream it. I didn't know there was bats, though. I am glad that you can own your own supermarket, and I hope that it grows exponentially. How about adding some water? Would water work? You mean clean water? Didn't Chief Euro say to save some water for the sowing season in spring? Plan to go from bats to guns, wish me luck. Good luck then. If you think it's too dry, you can always try some of that meltwater outside. Now with added collapse particles. Yeah, right. As if you could eat that crap. Maybe we could tell Chief Yura that we won't be celebrating this time around. I mean, we don't even know how next year is going to be, so we should save up some rations. Hell no, if the year went poorly, it can't be helped. We all worked hard this past year, to the bone even. Want little guy to have a turret someday. Little guy? What do you mean little guy? That's why we need this reunion dinner to wrap things up properly. Being able to eat well is a good omen for the coming year. Besides, even if potatoes taste like crap, being able to fill your belly is still a good thing, right? At least you have the strength to work. Okay, okay. Oh, yeah, have you taken a look around the fair? They say that again is back, and he had quite a haul. Just about everything in there. Lots of underground brokers came as well, with canned food, fish, meat, and so on. Wish I could try some of that while I'm still alive. If you break the law, they'll drive you out and then you'll really starve to death. Sent you little guy. Oh, the camera. Incredible. Truly incredible. He's a snitch. I love him. Man, I just placed my faith in these potatoes. Say, you think we can make it taste like fish? The wounded woman's strength fails her. She stumbles and collapses against one of the tent poles. Who knocked my tent? The scavenger also flap aside. Well, of course. I mean, what else are you gonna do with thieves? Scavenger draws a flap aside. Miss Amnesia. Hey, you okay? We're just making some potato salad. No, wait, we mix the dirt. Want to try some? Sorry for bumping into your tent. Don't worry about it, miss. Have some. It's better than going hungry, right? We don't have much in the way of fancy cuisine here. We can still fill our bellies. I will in fact take over the world, become a billionaire, and buy a whole bunch of land, and then I'm going to do the thing that the Tabasco heir did and make it into a giant preserve and shoot anyone who enters. Incredible. Very fitting. A very GU thing to do. We'll be able to get some supplies once the festive trade fair begins. Yeah, we said the fair. Been looking forward to it for half a year now. Management's never failed to deliver on that side. Maybe we'll get something other than potatoes this year. Neutral. Why not come in, miss? No, it's alright. I was just passing by. I'm not hungry. Taking it as a compliment. Incredible. That she like just a solid like neutral, not even like any variant. Laugh. No, it's alright. I was just passing by. I'm not hungry. She waves to them, forcing a smile to her face. Wait, you sent what? I sent that to someone she knew, and she said, "I love you." Wait, that she sent what to what? Or that you sent her that I sent? What did you send? Send. Wow, I can English. The smile soon fades, replaced by confusion and mixed feelings. Oh, okay, gotcha. I get it now. Okay. Don't die. I'll try not to. I follow Gross's analysis of the mini robot's routes and head deeper into the ruins. Guts sends through another concept quest. Commander Vepley. Kofni shoves Vepley aside and forces herself into the fray. She's speaking much faster than normal. Commander, that wooded lady vanished. Everyone in the camp searched all the tents, but we couldn't find any trace of her. She might have entered the ruins because we can't find her anywhere else. What should we do? When was the last time you saw her? About half an hour ago. We came back from walking outside, but just as I was getting ready to change her bandages, I came back and found that she wasn't in her bed. Vepley's been practicing for the show in the commander's tent. Vepley didn't see the missing audience member. Kovner briefly describes the events that took place. Doesn't seem like anything's wrong. The camp's far away from everything else and she's hurt, so she couldn't have gone too far. Could she ever gain her memories and suddenly remember that she had something to do? With no idea what might have happened, the dolls fell silent. Just leave her be for now. Whether she stays or goes won't affect us, and we saved her simply because we had the luxury of doing so. She's free to leave if she wants. You and Vepley can keep searching for her if you want. If you find her collapsed somewhere, help her out. If you can't find her, then you don't need to spend too much time and effort on it. Understood. I'll look for her one last time. Transmission ends. I hope she's alright. Everyone, we're almost at our destination. Hostile robots might show up, so please stay alert. It's in the building up ahead, right? Main door looks closed. I'll go bash it open right now. We're going for a frontal assault. Chihua, wait. Chihua quickly halts in her tracks. We don't know what's happening inside that building. We should probably circle around the back and try to observe the insides before deciding on what to do. That makes sense. Sorry, I was being hasty. Let's go from the left then. Chihua runs on ahead. Well, these are ruins for you. There's tons of rot and rust overhead. Mind your feet, the ground's crumbling. Thanks for the reminder, but I think you were the only one who stepped on the crumbly bits. Is that so? Calm to me then. No making fun of me for it though. Please keep quiet. There might be robots and they're listening to the situation on the outside. The air falls silent. I think I can see what's inside from here. Yura finds a hole in the wall and crouches down to look inside. A moment later, Yura pulls away from the hole. He seems shaken by what he's seen. He looks at me and freezes up for a moment, his mouth opening and closing like a goldfish's before he finally manages to regain the ability to speak. Beside him, Chihua regularly takes his place. It's the right place. It's full of... Commander, there are mini robots everywhere in there. Row after row after row with all kinds of resource crates around them. You gotta see this. Chihua took the words out of my mouth. Chihua pulls me over to the hole. Chihua, take a few pictures of those mini robots and see if you can find out anything new about them. Girls and Sabrina, help her out. Hold on, I've been pinged. Oh, hold on. Ah. Those begin working. Those mini robots look just like any other robot you'd see in the Yellow Zone. Nothing unusual about them. Given the weathering on their outer shells, it's likely that not all of them are from the same batch. They seem to have been manufactured in different series and gathered here. I see. Commander, can I prevail on you and your dolls to take out these robots? We scavengers didn't steal those items, and if we can turn the stolen goods, we might be able to change their bad opinion of us. At the very least, we won't be blamed for the most recent spate of thefts. Also, these robots attack us when we're out in the wasteland. Lots of our guys have fought them before, and rebuilding the ruins would be easier without them around. I mean, we're already here, Commander. Why don't we throw hands on them? That was my plan from the beginning. Incoherent screaming. What? What happened? You attack, try and leave a few intact. It'll make tracing them or turning them in easier. What have you done? What mistake have you made? What happened? What about your new products? Oh no! You were giving them out for free? Like, if you're still selling, do it fast. Add prices fast. This, oh my. You are having the worst luck. You beat him? Okay, you beat him with the bat at least. Okay, yeah, I might have to just stream that game tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get up earlier. I will sell 2 salts out of 5 new items. Oh no. Is that frog vibrating? It's fitting because you see, I am so. I'm take this second to take another bite of the muffin. Hmm. Sold my skateboard so my 2 employees can feed their families. Give me a second. Human necessity. I made my water as cheap as possible because, you know. Ah, yes, kindness. And then proceeds to beat somebody with a bat. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Give me a sec. Where the heck? Trying to multitask a lot here. Okay. Got it. I knew you'd say yes. Now then, shall we get to it then? Be careful, they might have a functional alert. With a thud, Juha lands among the mini robots and yells to her friends. I took it to defense programs, help me out, guys. The Renegades and Goliaths are all moving. I can see that. Juha, you should inform your teammates before you start a fight. What's up? What's up, Juha? Yes? Sorry, I haven't had teammates in a while. Won't happen again. Dolls rush to join the battle. Like, why would you beat somebody who did nothing? 9 units.
了解
That's fine. Shelf, and before I could see a price, a lady picked it up that moment.
その
従ってくれ。了解。
その訓練の成果ね続けてその
The brief skirmish, all the enemy robots are dealt with. It's over. So the Nien that was responsible for stealing all the supplies was actually this pack of mini robots. Chifya, let's go over our spoils. I mean the stolen goods. Okay, coming. Here and I enter the building and look at the supply crates of various sizes that cover the ground. Many of them are plastered with labels reading Festive Fair in fancy lettering. Seems they're part of the trade fair decorations. Let's start by consolidating everything. The battle just now has made an even bigger mess of the supply crates compared to before. They'll begin working at my command. Chief Yura, once we send this stuff back, people won't suspect the scavengers as much, right? Yeah, I'll finish doing an inventory of the items, and then I'll hand them and these robots over to the inspector. Scavengers can't operate these robots, and if the management takes a good look at these robots' authorizations and data logs, they ought to be able to find something that benefits us. However, Yura doesn't seem to be cheered up by this new development. Thing is, until the truth is made public, the fact that these items were found in our turf won't necessarily clear our names in the eyes of people who don't know the truth. On the contrary, it might actually make things worse. I need to think about the best way to hand these things over, and I think it's better to keep quiet about this until we fully analyze the pros and cons of doing so. Can't you contact the inspector in private? Maybe try to send it back under the cover of night? The settlement has a night curfew, so things are pretty quiet then. I was thinking that too. I'll contact the inspector now. Your call is rejected twice before it finally goes through. The man that calls the inspector has a stern look on his face as though he was born scowling. Yeah, did you schedule this call? Sorry about this, Inspector, but we made a surprising discovery. Yura points to the pile of lost items behind him. Inspector raises an eyebrow and for the first time he looks directly at Yura and me as I stand beside him. Where did you find them? Did you catalog them? What exactly is in there? We found them in the depths of the ruin. We're on the scene right now. I'll send you the coordinates. We've also counted and sorted them. I'll send you a list as well. Inspector goes through the information Yura sent. Is that all? Is there nothing else? What else should there be? It's not like we've got a list of stolen items to check against, right? What's up, Chief? What happened this time? What do you mean, what if you beat your landlord with the bat? What happened? Why are you beating everybody with a bat, Jew? You're poor. Oh my. Incredible. Truly, truly incredible. There's something I've been meaning to say back then in that interrogation room. There's something weird about you guys. If you have something to say, then just say it. Inspector seems completely unbothered by Chuha's displeasure. Never mind, you've done well in finding the lost items. However, I have a question. These coordinates are in the depth of the ruins. When did the scavengers go so far inside? I don't recall seeing any reports about it. The question is addressed to Europe, but he's looking directly at me. We've never been here before. There are many robots everywhere, and they attack in self-defense whenever anyone gets close. It's not like we can handle them with the weapons we have. It was all thanks to Chuihua and her commander. Yura steps away from the center of the frame, so Chuihua and I are fully visible. Chuihua merely shakes a fist and grits her teeth. So you're that Inspector Gadget or something. I remember your voice. You were questioning me in there. You were on the other side of that one-way mirror, weren't you? Inspector nods to me and ignores Chuihua. Perhaps I'm imagining things, but he seems a bit too focused on sizing me up. Inspector, I called you in the hopes of arranging a way to secretly transport these items. After all, they were found in the ruins. It's not often that the scavengers get to contribute to the community, so we'd rather not have it cause suspicion and dissent instead. That is understandable. I'll have my assistant arrange the details with you. And with that, the inspector ends the call. Just got an invitation to a meeting from his adjutant. Looks like I'll have work to do, Dore. That's good, right? No matter how you slice it, since the scavengers are bringing the lost items in, they can't just turn it around on you and make you the villains of the story, right? Who knows? They're not like Leader Garrett and his expedition corps. Everyone loves them. Still, since we can't change everyone's view of us overnight, all we can do is the best we can within our abilities. The inspector seemed to be in a better mood after seeing those items. He probably won't hassle the scavengers for a while now. Chuihua, everyone, thank you very much. Did his face change? It did, right? Usually he frowns even more than that. Chief Yura seems to have thought of something, and he hugs himself while shuddering. Never mind, it's in the past. No point thinking about it. Commander, Chief Yura... Commander, Chief Yura, will we be going back to the camp to resupply? Finding a grave What? Excuse me? Why do you need a grave? Why do you need graves in general? Of course, of course. Commander, Chief Yura, will we be going back to the camp to resupply? If we're only going to move the stolen goods after the sun goes down, we might have to wait for a while. I want to watch over the goods myself. After all, we went to a lot of effort to find it. Can't let this roast chicken fly the coop. Commander, could you lead the dolls back and give them a rest? I've logged the route we took here. My stronger friends come by later to prepare to move the items tonight. Will it be okay? I think you mentioned that this was your first time coming this deep. Well, you cleared the route and will be coming in force. I think we can handle it. Noticing our hesitation, Yura lightheartedly reassures us. We'll be fine. My boys and I have been exploring these ruins for almost a year now. They've grown a lot through their experiences. If there's anything we can't beat, we'll run. Fair enough. We'll be heading back then. Oh, right. Will you be staying for the festive trade fair? Once it starts, we'll probably be able to collect some supplies. When the time comes, feel free to come by our camp and we'll celebrate. Well, our points are kind of dismal. We should have enough for a decent dinner with our saviors, I think. Speaking of meals, I actually found something interesting just now, but I don't have the time to explain in detail. Once we're done here, I'll tell you all about it at the camp. If it all goes well, we'll be able to eat more lavishly next year, even if it isn't this year. That would be great. The way back is long, and we can still see Yura waving to us in the distance. I actually received a text message just now. It looks weird, like some kind of prank. However, the timing was impeccable, so it might actually be legit. Chuihua holds our communicator up in front of me. Sender is unknown. To the commander of the Elmo, I have an urgent commission for you that pays well. The price is negotiable. I would like to tell you about it in person. Farm Inspector. There are a bunch of coordinates behind it, which just so happen to be inside Darksteel Farm. Oh. Little guy is emotionally devastated. When the camera sees all, it has seen the lady trying to steal pasta from an Italian. When did you receive this info? Right after Chief Yura spoke to the inspector. Rosa, can you pinpoint the location of the supplied coordinates? Excuse me. You look so sad. Why do you not have rice basmati? Jimmy was broken long before. That's within the farm. It's some distance from the other locations. Oh, we passed there previously. Now comparing with the map data of the fair and settlement, I found it. It's the farm's administration center. Could it really be from the inspector? Are you interested in the message's contents? He did say it would pay well. We give Groza a meaningful look, urging her to think of the Elmo's bills, and Groza indicates that she understands. Commander, I believe we should learn more about the nature of this commission. It's decided then. Once we've rearmed and rested, we'll head over. Do we need to make an appointment or something? Chief Yura got grilled just now because he didn't make arrangements. Come to think of it, how do we even make appointments? Do we have permission to do that? The message didn't mention any particular timing, and it said it was an urgent commission, so maybe we can skip the appointment. Is that what it means? No point thinking any more about it. We'll know once we get there. Also there, I gave her back her normal outfit for you, Ju. Alright. Minigame break. Nah, it's for you. What do you mean? Listen, alright, you were always making comments about it, so there. Is that what you want? Ah. I think you were calling her jiggle physics. Oh, dang it, I'm missing that one. I'm pretty sure you... No, 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 no. You definitely did. No, 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 no. Jack calls her jiggle tits, alright? There's a difference. You said jiggle physics. What do you mean slander? Oh my, there's so much. See? You did. You are saying slander. What do you mean? Alright, let's finish up this. Curse. Curses. Okay. Ah. Bro. Why is that only bad stuff? No! Okay, shield is good. Magnet is good. Because magnets work on food, right? Come on. Give me the other good things. Okay, that works. That helps too. Okay, there, done. I know I've said this a lot, but I'm glad that they're using the chibi still. And we'll do one of these, because there's a lot of these yet left. Let's see. Doubles, boop, boop, boop. I think she was there, yeah. Okay, that leaves me with a few more. Okay, we're almost done. There are many guards near the administration center, and we are approached before we can even reach the signpost at the main door. He's frowning too, just like that stern inspector. Are the almost commander? I'm Inspector Leo's assistant. Please follow me. Produces a metal name tag with his name on it from his pocket. After briefly checking our identities, he gestures to us to follow him. 2 squads of guards, coincidentally, happen to arrive and begin a shift change. As the rows of men interlocked in shift, the adjutant heads toward the main door, but instead goes around it, heading toward the rear of the admin center. I signal to the dolls to slow down. Jiehua leans in close and whispers into my ear. Is there a need to be so sneaky about this? Isn't the inspector the big boss of the settlement? You think they're going to try and arrest and interrogate us? I just have to ask them. I look behind us. Shift change. The shift changes are proceeding apace, with the guards reporting to each other in usual fashion. It serves to completely screen out the route we're taking around the admin center. Excuse me, but aren't we going into the front door? The inspector would prefer that this discussion be conducted in secret, so we seek your understanding. Our choice of location is not very conventional. Listen up, pal. Conventional or not, it had better not be the interrogation room again. No way in hell I'll let the commander go in there. You have no idea, Commander. You can't get out once you go in. It's like that It's like the Black Dolphin prison. Please be at ease. You are not under suspicion. The venue in question is simply a room that has not been used in a long time. You won't draw attention there. The dolls look at me, waiting for my answer. Adjutant glances to the side, the guards behind us. They won't be able to buy us much time. Commander, the inspector does not want to force your involvement, but I shouldn't be saying this, but as an individual, I hope you'll bring some change. Someone to improve things. The adjutant does his best to show his sincerity. Does your inspector keep his promises? I distinctly recall him mentioning it pays well. The adjutant freezes for a moment, and then he responds. I'm sure you'll be satisfied with the payment. Please follow me. Something feels off. Adjutant pushes the door open and gestures for us to enter, while he stands watch outside. There's someone waiting inside the room. Commander of the Alamo, your reputation precedes you. I'm glad we could meet at last. Your performance during the settlement theft case has left a deep impression on me. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm sure you will not be disappointed by the payment for this commission. He stands up and looks me over. There's no sign of anything resembling joy in his stern expression. Beside me, Chuha clenches her fist. I cover her hand, then her hand are off to Sabrina so the latter can try to calm her down. Hello, Inspector Leo. It seems one of my dolls was in your care previously. Allow me to thank you for your hospitality. Inspector goes silent for a moment. We regret mistaking your doll for a thief, and all suspicion on her has been cleared. If our interrogators gave any offense, I would like to apologize on their behalf. Chuha, they've apologized already. Don't be mad, okay? Not mad, I was framed. I've been running around in the Yellow Zone for years, and this is the first time anyone's treated me like a thief. Also, the inspector seems to have a commission for the commander. It's going to make things difficult for him if you stay mad at the inspector, don't you think? Siri patiently quells Chuha's wrath, which allows her to cool down and think. That kind of makes sense too. Chuha glares at the inspector one last time and takes a deep breath. Fine then. For the sake of the commander and this payment, I hope we'll all get along. Chuha breathes a sigh of relief as she mutters to herself. Good thing it was Chuha. At least she's easy to persuade. She's always been the accepting and optimistic type. Mutter my own reply to Sabrina. Maybe that's why she makes friends everywhere she goes. I just want the misunderstanding to be cleared up so it does not impede our joint operations going forward. Have a seat. Inspector pulls up a chair and we both sit down. Before we officially begin, there is one thing I'd like to verify for safety's sake. I understand your capabilities to a certain extent, and since I have decided to entrust you with this matter, I will also be placing great trust in you. To facilitate future endeavors, I will be sharing some information with you that should not leave this room. Can I ask you to keep it secret from me, whether or not we end up working together? Don't worry, we of the Elmo know how things work around here. I'll get to it then. The farm lost more than just those items you found. We also lost collapsed pieces, enough to feed hundreds of people for 6 months. Once he finishes, the room is so silent you could hear a pin drop. How many? This is one hell of a job. If you're talking about enough to feed hundreds of people for half a year, you need half a dozen dump trucks to carry them all, right? We are planning to use those collapse pieces to purchase the basic living supplies that we would be distributing to the residents on the first day of the festive trade fair. We've chosen to delay the opening ceremony, but that is not a permanent solution. Let me put it this way. Even if we distributed all the remaining supplies in our warehouse, we won't be able to support the settlement for half a year. In addition, we cannot keep delaying the opening ceremony further. I want to hire you to find the lost collapse pieces ASAP. As for the payment, Inspector sounds tired and dejected, as though all of this has drained him of his emotions. He sends me a contract which contains a respectable figure. Considering the sheer quantity of the collapsed pieces that went missing, don't you think calling it a simple case of lost and found is kind of insulting to the residents' intelligence? Of course it would be strange to say that Of course it would be strange to say they vanished all at once, but that is why I'm handing this secret investigation to you. The collapsed pieces are normally stored in the most heavily guarded part of the warehouse. Not many people can repeatedly access that area. So you suspect someone inside the settlement was involved. If a boat transport chain was involved, maybe it was a group effort. Right now, I have no idea who I can trust, so I might as well draw in an outside force to help. Thanks to this doll, I had the perfect excuse to publicly mobilize our resources to investigate the ammo. At the very least, I am now certain that you are an uninvolved third party, at least for the moment. Everything is clear to me now for the most part, but I have one question. I point to the payment on the contract. If the amount of collapsed pieces we find does not match the initial estimate, then even if we do this task for you, there's no guarantee that the farm's management committee will be able to pay the full amount, or even pay at all. Am I correct to assume this? Inspector is silent for much longer than before. Finally, he nods. To be frank, the sum promised here is the maximum amount I can muster up, even if everything goes according to plan. The recovered collapsed pieces are needed for the celebratory distributions. Only after those are given out can the remainder be used for payment. If you accept payment in installments, then as long as the farm survives, we'll be able to pay off the promised amount in 3 years. Somewhat surprised by this. Isn't 3 years a little long for this? From what we saw in the daytime, the festive trade fair had a wealth of goods on display. Surely the farm's finances aren't that bad, are they? Part of the merchandise on display at the festive fair is brought by the brokers themselves. The rest of it is collected by the expedition team. Also, our trade with the brokers depends on what the expedition teams bring back. Right now, the nearby ruins have essentially been cleared out, so the expedition team can only go further afield. We need to take into account the impact of such factors on our work efficiency. Let's see. You've been very forthcoming with us, so allow me to consider your offer. Study them in a contract, and think about the Elmo's financial situation, and we have very few options left. Our expenses have increased as the number of dolls joining us has gone up. Even 50% of the offered price would allow us to cover the Elmo's operating costs. Very well, I accept. I reach out and shake the inspector's hand, then quickly finish signing the contract. And now we can finally get down to business. Do you have any suspects in mind? Yes. The lead suspect is our accountant cum warehouse manager. Her name is Delia. We found some irregularities during our previous routine investigation, but she had gone missing by then. The management went through all our surveillance footage, but didn't find any trace of her. I didn't know accounting was so dangerous. When did she vanish? It's gonna be the amnesia victim, isn't it? That was 3 days ago. This is her personal file, including her picture. The inspector brings up the suspect's photograph. Sabrina exclaims in surprise and even Groza has a stunned look on her face. Commander, that's the lady we found. You've seen her. When? Where is she now? If she's the one you're looking for, things might be a little tricky. It's true that we saw her, but she ran off. According to the transmission from Kolfne, she had already left the scavenger's camp before we found the missing trade goods. Groza quickly explains the situation. Have you been checking your camera footage over the past couple of days? No. The trade fair is about to begin and our guards have been stretched thin. Also, we performed a comprehensive search before and concluded that she'd already left the farm's territory. Actually, some people subscribe to the theory that the most dangerous place is the safest place. We might still have a chance. Since she already turned up in the scavenger's camp and we know the time frame when she left, we could try looking through the logs for the cameras nearest to the camp. That might narrow it down. Then let's go to the archives. Sometime later. I see, it all makes sense now. After she left the scavenger's camp, she entered a civilian home and left with a trolley and supply crates, heading for the fair. She's disguised as one of the traders. Juihua plays the video clips of all those events in sequence, forming a complete narrative. Our eyes meet and we decide to take action immediately. There are more people in the trade fair today than before. Everyone is smiling brightly, their faces full of hope and anticipation, utterly clueless about the disaster looming on the horizon. I glance to my side at the inspector, whose face is fixed in a grim scowl, and reflect on how ignorance truly is bliss. Juihua in position. I'm ready too. The disguised Delia has already come into range of the dolls. It's time to close the net. Commander, we're enraged. Ready to capture the target in time. Go. On my command, Juihua and Groza rush forward, each seizing one of the target's arms. Sabrina steps up in front of her. Don't panic, we're just here to... Delia quickly looks between the dolls and me, but her eyes light up the moment she sees the inspector, like a limp marionette suddenly imbued with a spark of life. All of us disguised ourselves before coming here, but she somehow managed to hone in onto the inspector with perfect accuracy. How she did it is a mystery. Dear customers, your order is ready. Please follow me to collect it. Waterman came... Wait, what do you mean Waterman? Wait, what order? Did we place an order? Delia lowers her voice. I won't run. Please let go of me so people don't notice. The inspector needs to know the truth. I can't let myself die before that. Delia looks at the inspector. Juho and Groza look at me, awaiting my order. Stop stealing cheap water. You're like a manager at a giant company. Why are you so afraid of me? I'm just a hurt civilian. I'm not even armed. Let's go. You came here looking for me, right? She nudged Juho and Groza to let her go. Please follow me to the temporary cargo holding area, dear customers. Delia leads us away. She's trying to move quickly, but her injuries mean she isn't actually moving all that fast, which only adds to the tension. We come to a halt deep within the storage area, which is largely deserted. At first, my plan was to continue pretending to have lost my memory and stay in the scavengers camp before leaving the settlement. The further I got from this place, the better. But in the end, I couldn't do it. Tara looks towards the scavengers camp and sighs, then she takes a booklet out of her pockets. There are dark red stains on it. This is the real accounting ledger for the warehouse. You'll need it. The late former warehouse manager hid it very well. Took me a lot of effort to find it, and I doubt you're interested in hearing the details right now. Dad looks at the inspector. We still have no idea what that implies. For the past few years, you would go out in person and inspect the progress of the preparations for the trade fair. That was why I chose to pose as a merchant at the fair in order to increase my chances of meeting you. I needed to personally ensure this book reached your hands. Inspector, I have someone I would like to report. That would be Expedition Leader Garen. For many years, he has falsified the amount of supplies gathered and falsely claimed contribution points for the expedition team. In addition, he has stolen large amounts of collapse pieces. They took them in roughly 20 batches since the start of last month. The evidence is included in that ledger. Godwin blows. For a while, everyone is silent. Is it a tradition of the settlement to drop bombshell news with completely straight faces? Contorting your faces for emotional expression consumes energy, which is a luxury I do not have right now. Delia wobbles as another gust of wind blows and Sabrina worriedly moves up to support her. You need medical attention, Senorita. Senorita. Delia waves her off, her eyes still fixed on the inspector. Signorina. The previous warehouse manager was in on it, but it seems he had a disagreement with Garen on the matter of the collapse pieces, so he lost his life. The moment I took over, I noticed something wrong with the accounts and was nearly silenced as a result. My would-be killers thought I was dead and threw me into a disused storm drain. If these dolls hadn't been there, nobody would have found my corpse. Who do you think sent those killers? And what weapons do you think they used? The inspector does not reply. Girls and Sabrina quietly look away. It's a little embarrassing to be called out for illegal immigration right in front of the region's supreme authority. I fled here because of disaster. I know just how bad life in the Yellow Zone can be. It took a long time and a lot of hard work for the settlement to get to how it is today, and it's thanks to everyone's efforts that it's still going. I've decided I'm done fleeing. It's too tiring for me. Can you take care of this, Inspector? Right now, the only person who can stand up to Garen, the only one who can count on, is you. It is at this point that the inspector breaks his silence. You ought to know that just this one piece of evidence isn't enough. The former warehouse manager's body had already been disposed of. That particular dead man will not be telling any tales. But we have a duty to the residents. Everyone has worked hard all year and handed their excess wealth and resources to the management to handle. Hardly anyone has any reserves. Now that the celebration is at hand, we both know that people are going to start panicking if the supplies aren't handed out. And it will soon erupt into unrest and chaos like the outside. This is more than a simple case of theft, so I urge you to treat this matter with the utmost seriousness. I understand the gravity of what you have said, and I will thoroughly investigate this matter. Until then, the guards will arrange for you to be housed in a safe location and receive round-the-clock protection. In jail? I have considered that option. The inspector ignores Juha's groans and looks Delia in the eye. The farm does not have any dedicated witness protection areas, so in lieu of that, a prison cell would be a more secure location. As it is staffed by reliable personnel, and its layout is already well known, currently it is the best option for protecting a sensitive witness. I will do my best to furnish you with a comfortable environment and medical care in your cell. You will only be detained for a short period of time in order to ensure your safety. You don't have to explain further. I trust you to do the right thing. Inspector, I've already celebrated many celebrations here, and the management, you have never once missed a single one, which is why everyone has come to trust you. Theft. Delia thinks. Then she fixes the inspector with a stern look. I believe you understand the significance of the celebration in everyone's eyes. It's more than just a day to collect living supplies. It's a symbol of hope and the future. It shows that the path of unity, cooperation, and coexistence that we chose to cling to is a meaningful one. So please may the celebration be a happy one. I will do my utmost. Inspector's adjutant and his men escort Delia away and out of sight. Sabrina notes that the inspector's hands are balled up into fists. She nervously moves closer to me before whispering into my ear. It does, yeah. It is very fitting. Oh, hold up. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. When you play, you'll understand. Alright, alright. Sabrina notes that the inspector's hands are balled up into fists. She nervously moves closer to me before whispering into my ear. Is he going to be alright? He seems a little... Isn't it a good thing that we have an idea where to find the missing collapse pieces? I remember the vendors talking about the inspector and the expedition leader's shared past. They were battle buddies once. It's good for the case, but for him as a person, well, human emotions are a complex thing. We return to the admin center with the inspector. There's a gloomy mood in the air. How much is left? What do you mean 40%? Okay, hold on. Does it count these? Because I could just speedrun those. Like, I can literally nuke this one. Why are you making him sad?
了解。わかった。
了解。
404を敵に回したのが運の尽きよ。
Are you like paying his electrical bills? Oh, that does count. Okay. Uh,
了解。
that works.
わかった。どうってことないわ。はい。
Listen, I don't know what you're doing, okay? I don't know what you are and aren't doing.
どうってことないわ。想定通りの勝利。
That took me way too long. Don't answer that action. Oh no. Guess we're about to find out the actual extent of what's left. Okay, so we're 60% of the way done. And this is 3 actual levels and 2 story points, and then 3 of the side levels. Okay. I could probably power through this next time I do it. But I kind of already want to stop here for now. Ugh. So, yeah. We're gonna end there for today. Let's see. Oh. Anyone I could maybe raid? Excuse me. Oh, jeez, excuse me. Nope. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and then. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Hopefully gonna be streaming earlier tomorrow, so good night, see y'all, peace. Bye.